What up, it's your boy K the Don. We got Scarlett right here live in New York City.
Alright.
Love first.
Let's do it.
Hey, Les.
What up, everybody? It's your boy K the Don.
It's your boy Showtime Ice 9 Champagne.
Champagne. And we have a special guest, Aaliyah Sheffield, in the building. And she's ready to talk some current events with us. So right now, there's been a lot of drama since Kendrick Lamar threw some shots at the Big Three. He said, mother F the Big Three, it's just a big me. So J. Cole kind of got caught up in the skirmish, and he was the first one to jump out there with a diss track. And before Kendrick had a chance to respond, J. Cole came out with an apology. So my question, one, who wins in a battle with J. Cole versus Kendrick? Who you got? And two, how do we feel about the apology?
I'm gonna have to go with Kendrick. 'Cause I'm biased, but I feel like the apology is he just, you know, he just wasn't feeling it. He probably realized that he was just catching it straight anyway, so he just wasn't like he wasn't like the main target. So he just was like, you know what, this ain't even. I can't sleep. You know, that's my boy, because he you know, they're like both lyrical rappers who really care about the craft. So he probably didn't want that type of beef. I don't know how Kendrick gonna feel about the apology, but I just, you know, I think he did what's best for him.
Okay.
J. Cole, listen.
Yeah,
J. Cole's my guy. Okay.
Show him the tattoo.
Listen, I got love yours. You heard?
Yeah.
So look, he's my guy, but the apology, this is hip hop. You understand? So like, this is what we need in hip hop. This is what hip hop is missing. Like, everybody's being cool. You know what I'm saying? Back to what Cameron said. What did Cameron say on his podcast? He said that
He got a podcast?
Yeah, Cameron got a podcast.
With Mace, yeah.
He said too many people in the NBA game is too cool. Like, we need competition, you know, back in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked by the apology. Me personally, at my first thought was like, oh, this doesn't feel like hip hop, right? Because hip hop comes from being competitive, but we don't need to bring it to the streets. And what I liked about J. Cole and Kendrick is that since they were cool, it was like, oh, it feels like we're just gonna get a nice rap lyrical spar that won't turn into nothing violent. So this would be dope.
I never thought it would turn out to anything violent, because both of them, they talk about they just talk about the craft of rap, and they talk about healing and stuff like that. So I didn't never think it was going to turn into violence. Yeah,
but then I mean, J. Cole came out apologizing, which to me threw me off, because all right, look, I can understand you want to have peace, you didn't feel right about it, but like, he threw shots at you first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would get it if you kicked it off. You threw shots at him.
For years, he been throwing shots, though.
Yeah, since Control. J. Cole is the only name he called out by government. He said Jermaine Cole. He said Jermaine. And then he said a bunch of other names in there.
But wasn't J. Cole also throwing shots, too?
He was throwing shots at... Nah, J. Cole, he be throwing shots, too.
Well, I mean,
like, they was equally throwing shots, and then J. Cole's like, you know what, I don't even want to keep going that far. I'm going to go too far. So, yeah, he just realized.
I also could respect it, because J. Cole has an album coming out. So, like, I don't think he wants his album to stem off of beef.
But my thing is, he said, the Big Three, everybody arguing about the Big Three. Who got it? K. Aubrey or me? But right now, I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. So I thought we was gonna see some Muhammad Ali type status, like J. Cole gonna show everybody. And to me, this was like the time, because he was always considered number 3, like where he was gonna break away from number 3, and they got to put him in 1 or 2.
What he's doing right now, though, should be talked about.
Yeah.
But can he be number 1 after backing down from this beef record?
He can't, and that's my favorite artist.
And he got the tattoo.
This is my favorite artist, but like, this is hip hop, bro. Like, we need to compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a whole fan base behind you. Like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the fans, I seen their reaction. It was pretty tough for them to try to cope with what was happening.
J. Cole, you're my guy. You're my guy.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. Like, it's still cold work.
Both of them are my guys. They're both really talented. And what I will say is, this is a side, that project was really good.
Yeah.
So maybe if you might delete don't delete the whole project because it's really good.
Now the project was really well.
It was good. It's like
Yeah.
it's like one of his best in my eyes. So yeah.
Yeah, he was. But I feel like the only thing that might hurt him now is just like when he talks about like I'm the best and these rappers can't see me, and now it don't feel like as believable.
Though if you're the best, do you feel like you have to compete with anybody else?
That's
true.
And
I like that because I feel like that's the lane where he just kind of shows it. But since you stepped into a fight and backed out of it, like you would have been better off not stepping in and just out rapping everybody.
But my thing is like, how you gonna make a track and then like want to take it down? Like you said what you said already. Like you can't just like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. Like nah, like you gotta.
And it's crazy. So I'm gonna give another aspect where this kind of triggered another thought process with me. Because he was saying, like, he couldn't sleep and having peace of mind. And then I realized, you know, with peace, right? When you're number one, you're a target, right? Everyone's coming after you, got to defend it. Like, Drake has been in so many beefs just being number one. You know what I mean? So he was used to being in a lane where he didn't necessarily have to do that. He was respected, but not, you know, considered number one to deal with that. Do you think it's better to maybe not be number one, to not have to deal with that? Because that comes with number one. Like, you have more peace not being number one. So is it cool to, like, not be number one? It made me think in my head, like, do I really want to be number one?
But if
I don't personally, as an artist, I would prefer being like number 30 and like being okay with that, so people could leave me alone.
but you're the number one artist in the world, though. You know what I'm saying?
But you
like,
know how much crap you got to deal with.
Nah, yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, anywhere you're gonna be like, even if you're number 30, you're gonna have to deal with that. You know what I mean? So it's just.
I mean, it's definitely different at number one, because then you have like 29 through 2 coming at you as well.
Nah, yeah, man. Everybody's gonna want to come for your spot. Some people might hate you for this song lyric. You don't know, man.
Yeah, so
like being number one seems like a lot of pressure.
It does, you know, and it just shows like certain people might be, I don't know if I want to use the word built, but more like passionate about that. Because to me personally, like you said, like I could just be top 5 and get it back. Like the competitive in me is like, you know, I don't want to be like outside the top 10, but I'm just like, I'm cool with not being number one, to not have to deal with that. But as long as the bag is right and we get respected, you know. But it's
I think maybe it's also a rapper thing, because I never really look at music as a competitive thing, even though I did want to see the best of the best go at it with a lyrical battle, but you know,
I feel like
I respect his wishes.
I feel like it's really left to the fans, though. No, really.
Well,
because there's no same number one.
The fans be taking it too far. The fans, the reason why he stepped in anyway. The fans take it too far. Yeah. They push people to do things that don't necessarily sit with them well, and I think that's what a lot of that was. Fans sometimes like push people into things.
I just feel like J. Cole shouldn't have just said anything. You know what I'm saying? He got an album coming out. Leave it for the album. You know what I'm saying?
But the album, I feel like the album is going to be amazing.
It is, because the project that he just dropped was good.
I feel like it's going to be crazier because the album is called Fall Off, and right now he's having his like biggest fall off moment.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Everything is a rollout.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Now that's what the J. Cole fans keep saying.
I've seen people say that.
It's all the super J. Cole. Like, he did it on purpose. It's part of the plan.
Like, I could see that happening because his album is called The Fall Off, so I could see that happening. If he did do that, that means he's more brilliant. If he did do that, that means he's more brilliant than any one of us can know. He took it.
I just feel like this isn't like, there's no way Cole just did that, though. Okay. This is Cole.
Attention, all J. Cole fans. He did not do this on purpose. I'm gonna let you know. Not on purpose.
You gotta put your tinfoil hat on and believe.
Gotta believe. I mean, I believe that his music is gonna be fire and that he is historical, one of the best in the game. And if anything from this situation, because I've seen him get a lot of backlash from the apologies, and I was upset at first because like I like to see like the top guys go.
I do think some of the backlash from the apologies was taking it too far. You can't really get too mad at somebody doing something that they think is best for them, especially if it's not harming somebody else.
Yeah, it actually inspired me that he would actually publicly do that, not care about how people are going to take it, because he feel like this is not him. So I respected that, and then it also made me balance peace, right? like how important it is to have your peace, right? Like to me, because I'm, I come from a competitive family, hip hop's competitive, but I started, peace is way more important than being number one.
Yeah, that it kind of like that's one thing I'm always fighting for as a person is finding peace because I somehow always choose violence instead. But I'm like, it's like you really gotta sacrifice your Sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit of your self-respect for the peace that you want, and that's the kind of one of the lessons that you learn from that. You have to really sacrifice, and possibly take a little bit of humiliation to have the peace that you want in the long run.
Yeah. Now, do we feel like Kendrick is gonna forgive him, or is he gonna chop his head off now?
Kendrick is a Gemini.
Man.
They don't forget nothing.
I'm a Gemini.
I like Kendrick.
Do you forgive stuff?
Would you
forgive it?
I try, man.
Would you forgive it, or would you throw a shot in? As a Gemini.
Honestly, my first thought was like the stuff J. Cole was saying on stage could be the intro to the diss track Kendrick.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna lie when he said
it's just realistic.
I'm not gonna lie when he said he was conflicted. I kept thinking, I remember you. Back in my head, but other than that,
I'm like you could have just said it in a track, like.
Yeah.
No, but like
that would have been better.
But the thing that I do respect about him saying it as on stage in front of that crowd like that, he felt like he had to make his apology as loud as he made what he felt like was disrespect. And people always say make your apology as loud as the disrespect.
But time out real quick. I gotta throw this up. But why?
Why
did he give Kendrick props for his diss track towards him? And it's like, I feel bad. He's like, my brother Kendrick, he hit me with that haymaker. Y'all know that banger he did with Future. And then want to be like, I want to take my thing back. Like, but why give so much props to somebody dissing you?
I think,
I think he just didn't really believe what he was saying in his diss track. So he just he just felt like he was being a false prophet.
Nah, ain't no way. But I just don't think it just don't make sense.
That's a J. Cole song.
He really did come at him bad though, bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where Kendrick might have to just come back with his own track.
Yeah, it's crazy. Do you feel like he apologized because of the reaction to it? Because actually, because False Prophet, he dissed Kanye, Wale, everybody loved it. He didn't take nothing back.
I think he felt, probably bad about it for more than one, the audience reaction, and maybe he just didn't agree with some of the things he said. So maybe that's why. Like, I don't know. I don't know J. Cole, but he probably sleeping better now.
Yeah. Well.
Listen,
I think a lot of people online.
It's got to be a marketing rollout, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what I will say, guys, don't be too hard on J. Cole. As much as we like violence, it's good to see how people take the high road and work together. You know what I'm saying? We always preach about peace. Then we want to see the violence.
Yeah,
so
he's still one of the #1 artists in the world.
Yeah, it takes nothing away from anything that he does.
Yeah, he's still one of the main artists in the world.
Yeah, he's one of the top.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
You can't even go against it.
Yeah. When you step out the battle, I can't say #1, but I can say
#1.
One of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
One of the
J. Cole, like, you my guy, but that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show him some love. Back up on him. Let's all have peace. And if y'all don't remember anything else, besides download the app, available on all streaming platforms everywhere. Remember, why I hate when you can love first. It's the Love First podcast. Yeah.
I tried.
You did it.